Dearest gentle listeners, we are the Whistledowners. Like our predecessor, Lady Whistledown, who breathed down the necks of 1800s Mayfair society, we are four headstrong women. On this podcast, we'll analyze and discuss the complex and eyeball-catching escapade that is the hit Netflix show Bridgerton. Join us as we delve deeply into the show's plots, themes, characters, and more. Are you ready? Let's begin.
Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Whistledowners podcast. Just a little bit of a heads up that this section kind of is a bit choppy since myself, Joe, have been on editing duties, and I've done the best to keep it as non-spoilery but more teasery, I guess. So hope that's all right. You will enjoy it before watching season 4 part 1 or even after the season 4 because we are discussing season 4 premiere episode. Another important heads up is that since we could not be at the same time, all four of us, this section takes place a little differently. But I will give a heads up when all four of us were together. But either way, please enjoy this episode. We really had such a great time hyping up the season 4 premiere to rocks. And before I spoil whatever you're about to go hear, here goes the episode. See you on the other side. Hey everyone! Welcome back to another episode of the Whistledowners. I'm Joe, and with me are...
Spoiler.
I'm Rox.
Yeah, it's really nice to see you ladies. You look really great. How has your week been? How's it going?
I would probably just shorten it, right? Because it wasn't really that much, happening in my pond.
Thoughts?
I've been a mess because of all the stuff happening in Iran. I will say I got good medical news this week that I had a biopsy and it was benign, so that was really good. But I've just been
very glad.
I don't know how closely people have been paying attention to this, but I was born in Iran. I moved to the U.S. when I was a toddler. I still have family there, and I'm still very much Iranian American. But there are mass atrocities being committed against the Iranian people by their government. So it's been really upsetting to see. And I'm having lots of what I think are secondary trauma symptoms from watching the videos and stuff coming out and hearing the stories. So anxious, crying, haven't been able to sleep, all of that. But I think every Iranian all over the world is feeling that way, except for the bastards in the regime. So I just want to urge. I know we don't usually get super political. Well, I do, I guess, but we don't usually get super political on the podcast. But I want to urge everybody who listens to follow human rights organizations like Amnesty International that are documenting the atrocities in Iran, and to amplify and post. You can use the hashtags like Free Iran or Iran Revolution 2026 and really amplify the voices of Iranians who are being massacred, and urge your governments. There's a lot that the U.S. and European governments in particular can do, whether or not you would support. I personally am hoping for military action because the people are unarmed and they're facing multiple armies. Even though I'm normally not a military interventionist at all, in this case, I feel it's different. And just in the same way I feel, we have to arm Ukraine to defend themselves. I feel like the Iranian people need outside help to defend themselves, because it's all unarmed civilians, who are being killed. There's a lot that the EU and the US can do and that people can do to advocate for things like direct to cell internet for the Iranian people so that they can get around the regime's internet blackout that's hiding, that they're doing, so they can hide all the executions and atrocities, and to advocate for the IRGC, which is the Iranian regime forces, to be put on terrorist lists. And a lot of these people have mansions and assets in Europe that could be frozen and seized. They could be deported. They could be expelled. Their families can be denied visas because they are criminal, like war criminals. And Amnesty International is calling for them for like an international criminal court case, which I would fully agree needs to happen. So there's a lot that people can do to advocate for those things, to bring it to the attention of your parliaments and governments here in the US as well, to talk to your member of Congress. So I would just really advocate for people that care about human rights to do that. Thank you. That is the end of my message, but it's really been consuming me.
Very important PSA.
Thank you.
Anyway, so I think this episode is gonna be technically our last, because it's gonna be released on the Wednesday before part 1 of season 4 drops. So I mean, congrats, ladies. We've actually come to the point where we're upon a new season of Bridgerton. And we're recording this, by the way, the week of when we had the season 4 premiere, which, spoiler, Elle and I were able to attend, but Rox wasn't. And so I think what we're going to do is that we, because we have a person who hasn't watched the premiere, we are going to tease and keep Rox on her toes with a few clues about the season 4 premiere episode, and those who didn't get to catch it. But I assure you, it was
maybe I will just very shortly assure everyone, we kind of, thought that some people were not able to attend the premiere, not just Rox. So this episode should be viewed, by both parties, easily.
Yeah.
So do not worry. You won't get, spoilers for the premiere on, this specific episode. We will just kind of, we want to create kind of this, we're gonna give you clues, maybe teases, and we shall maybe ask Rox some questions. And we, of course, will not answer her, correctly, because that would be cheating, but maybe about the episode. So if you watch the premiere, congrats to you, kudos to you, and you shall enjoy this, giggling. If you haven't, you will be our Rox, your own Rox. If I can say it like that.
I think we just wanted to emphasize that this episode was indeed like, whatever it is, for those who have watched it, for those who have not watched it, we want to keep that experience. But what we can say is that the spirit is very much there. I mean, we're in for a great of a roller coaster. That's all we'll say. How? We're not going to explain it. For those who know, you know. For those who don't know, you don't know. So, okay, so shall we get down to, do you want to get the clues for season 4, episode 1? Rox?
Yes.
All right.
I will begin with one thing, and that is, Rox, do you know about the technical difficulties during the premiere?
I don't.
Basically,
before we get into that, can I ask, if people...
Sure.
It's it was only broadcast live, right? So, there was only one opportunity to watch it live, just like with season 3, and then that was that's it. So now if you haven't seen the premiere, you can't watch it until January 29th. Is that correct?
I think so. That's correct, right?
Yeah, I think that's right too. Yeah, I think it's if you if like me, you missed it, you missed it. Yeah. Okay.
I made many, screenshots in quotas, and that means, only for personal use, just taking, the photos of the screen of the notebook.
Yeah.
I have about 900 of them, so that's still in my disposal, but yeah.
I don't know about the technical difficulties, but please tell me, because this sounds amusing.
Yeah. It was supposed to start, I think, what was the British time? I'm sorry, Joe.
For me, it was 5:30 p.m.
5:30. We tried, and nothing was going on. So we thought, our devices suck. But it turned out that, everyone had the same issues. And it's actually, firstly, it was just nothing. Then they kind of started to show trailer and teasers there. You could hear the music, from the promos. And it was all we could, access.
That's
along
crazy.
with emojis flying in the air. Then about, I think it was hour and a half later or maybe 2 hours later, they figured it out and they started the whole thing and we were just wondering, what's going on now? Will they just, postpone the entire thing? Will it be as long as it was supposed to be? Or, what is the plan? So we kind of kept watching on and it almost seemed like they're going to just, air it, in the form they were, supposed to air it in. So it would mean that, I would watch it. I don't know, I would watch the episode in the midnight or anything akin to that.
Gosh.
Which is kind of, on point. But luckily, no, they kind of cut throughout, I believe. It was kind of choppy, I'm sorry. The French accents
so
threw
they
me off.
They shortened the episode?
I think they shortened the interviews and all those,
the red carpet stuff. Yeah. That makes sense.
Stuff.
But oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's crazy it took so long for them to fix it.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
But people were having fun, regarding this. And apparently it's not the first time
if
for
we saw
them.
the ones, like we guys have a group chat, right? If you came and saw the group chat, we were like sending each other emojis of how frustrated we were and how
I genuinely fear for some people's jobs at Netflix, like after this, because that's a pretty thing.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they kind of, figured it out and then they just, it just, crashed again or something akin to that. But, it was a very funny experience for me. And, I don't want to, bash on anything, but Red Carpet was kind of interesting because those French accents, were very funny to me. I'm sorry.
And literally at one point, one of the interviews that they were there, like of the people who had gathered at the crowd, one people literally said into the mic, "I don't even like Bridgerton." It was so funny.
Yeah, that was great. I'm not really certain why I'm here, it's just, there. So I just ended it. And then, the interview just, very gently put the mic away and give it to another person.
Hilarious.
So awkward. So awkward.
I love that moment so much.
And also for those of you who don't know, February 24th, I guess, is the London stop, because if those of y'all who are in the UK right now, if you can get to London, if you guys can book a ticket, on February 24th at the BFI Academy London, you can get an exclusive look at episode 5 of season 4.
Like they did for,
and they're going to do a Q&A with Luke Thompson, Yaron Ha, and I think Tom Berica is going to be there as well. Unfortunately, even though I am in the UK, I won't be able to because I can't afford it. And it's kind of been very difficult.
And it's pretty far from you. Yeah, and it's expensive to stay in.
Yeah. So unfortunately, no, I'm not able to do the preview. For those who would be very curious, I won't be able to do it. But if anybody who can, please go ahead. Or if not, then I think we're gonna do a season 2 premiere because it's gonna be London. I think London is always last stop for Bridgerton. So
that
who
sounds
knows?
like it. Yeah. I know it was last.
What I would be dying. What I would be love to do, like if Bridgerton actually released an episode in cinemas, like they did last year. So Out in the Shadows.
Fun. Yeah.
Did you guys get that in the US?
No.
Last year. Okay, because in season 3, part 1, Out of the Shadows, you actually could go to a cinema as long as you booked it, like for £4 to £5.
Like all over the UK?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I thought that was just at the premiere. But yeah, I don't think we had that here.
Yeah, no, there was one at View St. Knox, but by the time I got there, it sold out, unfortunately.
Oh, that's too bad.
And yeah, but hopefully they do, I think, episode 5 at least in the theaters, depending on whether it is cinematic. I don't know, do you guys agree or disagree with it? Would you watch a TV episode in a cinema? Like a cinematic experience?
I think I would for Bridgerton, because it's so pretty and it's fun because I'm so in the fandom. It's like fun to watch it with a bunch of other people, Like I think it would have been very fun to watch episode 5 of season 3 with the whole theater of people. Like, in fact, I did watch episode 5 with a big group of people, but we watched it on a TV. And it was fun because we were all kind of like hooting and hollering and,
oh yeah.
being that group experience that you get in movie theaters is fun. I think here in the States, Stranger Things is doing some of that, like where you can see some of it in the movie
Yeah,
theater.
Stranger Things
I
did
could be
that.
wrong.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. So
No, no,
I
they did
think
that. They did
it
that.
makes sense because that show's so like action packed, and action based. But I actually think Bridgerton is a fun experience to watch with people. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
Yeah,
anything which is a large scale like production, I mean, I wouldn't mind because sometimes
Yeah.
it okay. I did this fun thing with my mom a couple years back where I watched the final episodes of This Is Us. Have you heard This Is Us? Why am I
I
saying
know
it?
you love this. I want to watch that show. Yeah.
It's
So
really good. It's like if you love Bridgerton, This Is Us is really great because it goes back and forth in time. And I really want to see Jonathan Bailey and Milo Ventimiglia do a film or like something
that's
together because they really have similar energies. So and
Mhm.
they have like great hind back like what is it called? Yeah, a hind shot. If you know what I mean.
Nice
Actually,
thoughts.
like
So
the
you're
first
saying,
thing
yeah. Nice
in both
thumbs
those
for
shows,
your
you're first
friends.
introduced by a hind, like by their behinds. So,
Oh, that's funny. The first episode of This Is Us also has a behind.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You will
That's
be
funny.
really surprised. But and it's a really great show. It's like it makes you laugh, it makes you cry. I recommend it. But what I was trying to say is that I watched the TV episodes with my mom because we had this little small cinema in the hotel where we were staying. So we literally watched it on a big screen,
Oh,
just
that's
by
really
ourselves.
fun. That's fun.
Yeah, and
Is
it
your
was really,
mom
really.
is your okay, so my mom is sometimes she gets like embarrassed watching sexy stuff with me. I know, spoiler, your mom doesn't. But I'm curious about Joe's
no.
mom.
Thing is that I've actually watched I've watched Fair Play with my mom, but we didn't watch it on a big screen. But she was always I think because I was at an older age and I studied film and TV, she's kind of knows that I'm doing it for oh okay, an even more embarrassing tale is like I think 19 or something and I watched Hustlers with her. Have you heard of the movie
Oh,
Hustlers?
yeah.
So
That's a
and it
that's a
was because yeah.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
some
yeah.
people do watch, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, I watched Bridgerton with my mom or my grandma or whatever. And I was like, yeah, my mom is maybe, at least when I was younger, it's been a long time since I've tried to watch something sexy with her because I think she gets scandalized easily. Even though
Yeah.
she's not like, she was never weird about me dating or living with boyfriends or literally anything like that. But I think it's just she gets like secondhand embarrassment maybe watching it. So, um,
It's perfectly understandable, but I think with my mom, she was kind of little. She would always be sure that I was not watching something when I was younger.
oh yeah,
But
when
then
I
when
was
I
younger,
grew
my
up,
parents would
and
like fast forward through anything,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
scandalous.
But when I
But
was older, I always loved that my mom would watch anything and everything. That was kind of our thing. Like
yeah,
if I
that's
picked
nice.
something sort of like she just made sure that I was doing it for the right seat. Like, sometimes you can get the wrong idea. And
Yeah,
what I also loved, what was a beautiful thing about like watching a thing, a film or a TV is that we always had a great discussion. Because I always like, she wanted to understand me of how I understood the film. And then I
yeah,
understood her like how she understood the film, and it's so important to have those kind of generational conversations of how she understood, like, because sometimes we can meet in the middle. Because one of the most impactful conversations I ever had, which by the way informed my dissertation in my first degree, was watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And I was very, very defensive of the daughter. She was very defensive of the mother. And then we
oh,
both
that's
came to
so
understand that
interesting.
actually they were both right and wrong, you
Wrong.
know?
Yeah, that's
So
so
I wrote
interesting.
something, yeah, and that's kind of like that inspired me like to talk about mothers and daughters in my dissertation, like in
It's so
feminist
funny because
media.
I've watched Gilmore Girls with my mom, and my mom's always like, "The grandma makes a lot of sense." Like if she's like, "I'm with the grandma," like.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I think as you grow up, you kind of say, I think it's very, very important to have empathy when you watch
Yeah.
a series, you need to generate more empathy, because when you choose a side,
Yeah.
as much as you pick a
You
point
miss
of
the
view, you also
complexity and the
pick a,
nuance. Yeah. And you
yeah, yeah.
flatten the characters.
That's
And
true.
I think that happens a lot in the Bridgerton fandom, where people kind of choose a team and then they end up misunderstanding a lot of the characterizations and
Yeah.
plot and arcs and stuff as a result of that, because like
Yeah.
nobody is 100% right or 100% wrong in any of these like situations. Like these are
Exactly, yeah.
complex characters. That's what makes the show so interesting. So I
Mhm.
think that's the kind of like tendency that people, and especially online fandoms, have to kind of flatten things into like a binary it's not like a fun way to talk about a show to me, or like to watch something.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely. Actually, that reminds me, I was so offended. I'm not exactly offended, but I was so heartbroken by this, where I saw, okay, so Chris Van Dusen was at the premiere, who was the showrunner for seasons 1 and 2. And someone commented on his post when he posted a look of him being at the premiere. He said, please, 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 can you come back to be a showrunner? I hate Jess Brownell, something, not exactly, but
that's so
I really
mean.
love seasons 1 and 2 are my
Yeah.
favorite.
You can
Season
always
3 and 4
say
are
something nice
downhill.
to him without putting down somebody else, right? Like, I'm sure that's like uncomfortable
Exactly,
for him
yeah.
too, because that's like his colleague, like, yeah.
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 Anyway,
So I was so heartbroken. I felt so bad for Jess Brownell in that moment,
I feel bad for her
because she's
too.
doing her job. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
She's doing her job as best she can, and like to have that much online hate. I mean, it's very, people are really mean to
I'm
her.
not surprised.
I have to say, like in interviews and stuff, I always find her very likable. So I feel like protective of her. Also, she's like, there's not that many women like showrunners in
yeah.
Hollywood. It's an industry that like systematically discriminates against women. So like, I don't know. It's just I get I'm not saying like I think both Chris Van Dusen and Jess Brownell have like pros and cons, they have strengths and weaknesses. Um so I'm not saying like her work has been perfect or anything, but that doesn't mean people can abuse her online anyway.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. So, I mean, anybody who's listening to this podcast, we do not condone bullying of actors,
Yeah,
of showrunners. Please just enjoy the show, because it's going to constrict your experience. That's all we're going to say.
100%.
So,
Don't
yeah,
be
yeah.
mean. Yeah.
So, let's move on to episode. Like, do you want to start giving a spoiler? Why don't you go first? Give Rox like a hint.
Okay. No, I will just say, I think that we should, kind of tease the masquerade in general. So I kind of, thought about maybe, I, have some questions prepared that Rox is going to answer, but maybe I shall start by the masquerade in general and ask
Okay.
the girls, if you were attending masquerade, Violet's masquerade, we all know that, what would you dress like? What would you be your costume and why? You can choose anything.
I'm saying this okay, I don't know this for sure, but it seemed to me from like the preview, this is like if I could be anything in the world, I would probably be what's the name of the fairy queen from Midsummer Night's Dream? Tatiana? Is it
Brittany.
Tatiana?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Titania.
Fun fact.
Titania. Tatiana's like a Russian name. Titania. But I went as Titania one year for Halloween in like college or something. It was like my favorite costume ever because she's like so pretty with like
Oh, yeah.
glittery and flower. You can do so much with it that's like beautiful. I would either do that or I would go as like a butterfly, I think. Because I like a pretty fairy kind of costume. And
Do
I
you
don't
think
know if
Violet's costume, nailed the theme? Because I think that she dressed up as Titania. That was,
Titania. I think
before
so. Like
the.
based on the trailer, that's what it seemed like to me. And on some of like the promos I saw ahead of time. Yeah, I think she looked gorgeous. Like I thought she looked hot, like beautiful, beautiful. I think mine would
She
probably be
did.
even more over
Yeah.
the top. Mine would be more like if
Mhm.
Araminta went as Titania, or if Lady Featherington went as Titania. That would probably be like my version. But I think her costume is so beautiful, and she looked gorgeous. I was like what I've always thought she's so beautiful. Like she's one of the most beautiful people on the show from like day one. Her bone
Mhm.
structure is impeccable. But when I saw
Mhm.
that trailer, I was like, Violet Bridgerton, I was not familiar with your game. Like, she looks amazing.
She
So
got the most gorgeous costume, and I said that, even
I
beforehand.
think
No offense to everyone else, but I really, really
no,
love how she's dressed.
It was a really
yeah.
great dress.
So
I love the back in it, like the
Yeah.
silk like surrounding her dress. Yeah.
Maybe I will throw the first question out there. Everyone thought that Agatha dressed as a certain goddess. I think there was some, names thrown in there. But it turns out that Agatha dressed as a different Greek deity. Can you guess the deity? I will not tell you the right answer, but just note that it's not Athena as everyone suspected. There are no wrong answers. I guess
hang
there
on.
are, but
No, but like my Greek I used to be really good at Greek mythology, and then over the decades, I've like lost it.
it's fine.
Minerva is the Roman Athena, right? So that would be the same.
That's Roman. That's the same. So no. I won't tell
Okay,
you, but
I don't think she was.
I will
Well, I
tell
don't
you
think she was
it's
Venus.
Greek god.
I don't think she was Venus. I want to say I don't think she was Hera. I don't think she was Persephone.
I think
Was
you
she
need to, cast
Artemis?
your. We're looking in Artemis,
Isn't she
and
the
you will
goddess of
find the right
wisdom?
answer.
Okay, yeah. Because I was like,
Artemis
what would
is
she
the
be?
goddess of hunt.
Yeah, got it. And of wisdom, which makes sense for Lady Danbury because she's very wise.
I'm not
Artemis.
saying
That's.
you're
I was like
right,
trying to think of her
by the
name.
way. I'm just
No,
locking
I'm
your
not.
answer in. Okay.
I'm not right. Okay. All right. That's the only
Rex
other
is
one I can think
saying
that would.
that it was Artemis.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm saying
no
it was
worries.
Artemis. That's what I think.
Okay. Do you want the answer or not?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So I said Greek deity because she didn't dress as a goddess. She dressed as a god.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
She gender bended. Yeah.
Was she
I got that gender
Mercury?
bended. She was Mercury's.
Okay.
You're Roman again.
Oh no, that's Roman.
Fine.
Shoot. Not wait. Who's the
Yeah.
Greek Mercury? Wait, hang on. Was she Apollo?
She wasn't Apollo.
Okay, wait. Now I'm looking at. Okay, wait. I don't think she was Zeus. Was she Zeus? Anyway, did
He's
she
kind
have
of main
thunderbolts or
character, so I
something?
guess
Like,
I didn't notice. Did you notice, Joe, that she had some thunderbolts? I'm not certain she did.
I did. I think I did when you saw like her side, like the side of her dress.
Oh,
but
all
I
right.
need to go back and look at the
I'm
promos
very
and like
blind.
really like look at her costume. That's
Yeah.
cool though. That's very cool.
No, but there's okay. If one thing,
You
like,
guys, I literally was obsessed with Greek and Roman mythology when I was a kid, and I read so many books about it. I used to know all the gods and goddesses and stories and like everything. And now I'm like head empty, no thoughts.
It's fine.
It's all
no worries.
Yeah.
Most of what I know from Greek mythology comes from Rick Riordan, and his books.
You know, it's funny though, at that time, what I do know is at that time, obviously, Regency society was very steeped in like the classics,
Oh, yeah.
And so for them, it would have been immediately apparent, like who somebody was dressed at. Whereas we're like, which one's the god of war? Like, so.
But I like the energy, definitely. Agatha said, I will dress as a main character and I don't care it's a male.
Yeah, main character energy. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. 100%.
What I could also, if I can just like make it a little, I won't spoil this one for you. So someone else also dresses as Zeus besides her.
Really?
Yes. I won't say who. I'm not going to confirm in this episode. but it's really funny what happens.
That is
So
funny.
just
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I
go
thought
ahead.
that we would throw, a little tidbit for Cantonese fans
wait.
because we're truly sorry.
I-
They're not there.
They're not there. That's
Yeah,
really
sure,
sad.
go ahead. Sure.
Can I say
I'm
one thing,
sorry.
which is that I did see the
Sure.
promo of the Mondriches dressed as Cleopatra and Mark Anthony, and they look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And my other
They
favorite
do.
costume
They
I ever
do.
had was when I was like 6 years old. I was Cleopatra, and my dad's really good at art and sewing. He's an architect, but he's like just very like crafty. And my parents used to like own a boutique in Tehran at one point,
Mhm.
and he hand sewed an incredible Cleopatra costume with like heavy satin and like a brocade like thing for me. And I had like the crown with like a little snake on it. I had like a snake bracelet that he like made out of like paper mache. Like because he's like really good at art. So like it was amazing. And I won like a little like elementary school costume contest with that costume.
Wow.
So I love a Cleopatra costume. And he even like cut my bangs so that they were like straight across, kind of like so I would look a little more like the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra.
Wow.
So I do appreciate a Cleopatra costume, and I thought Alice Mondrich nailed it. Okay.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
She did.
Wait,
I forgot. I asked you, all of you, how would you dress up? And Joe didn't answer. I'm truly sorry. Joe, go ahead. What would be your costume?
Because I got to wear my loveliest ball gown dress that like a blue. I'll share the picture. I promise. But I would if it was
beautiful.
a little after 1930s, the masquerade, I would do Ginger Rogers.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah, I would like get a little bob wig or something, like a little. I don't know how good I'd look with blonde, but I would just get a little bit of a blonde bob that she wore, and like this beautiful like ball gown dress and with a silk wrap like on my head. So
that sounds incredible. How about you, Spoiler?
I said before on this podcast that I would dress as a sun because that was my costume way, way, way back when I was very little. And, it was practical because if I wouldn't want to dance, I will be in this golden, circle. But I would probably reconsider. I think that I want to dress as something dramatic. And I don't want to be recognized. I don't really care how I would, what kind of deity I would be, but I would be some deity. And I don't want to be recognized because I want to cause ruckus at the masquerade. Because this is the one night when you can 100%. Go away with it.
You can flirt, you can dance, you can get away with anything. You can gossip.
I will go to Violet and tell her, that her children, are horrible at love or something akin to that. I would just, throw shade at everyone and then leave.
That would be like very Cressida Cowper of you. Yeah.
Yeah, I would be Cressida basically.
Screaming it's kind of tragic that Cressida was not at the masquerade because her costume would have ate. Like, so whatever she was.
Yeah. Do you know whether she wasn't there? I guess you don't really know.
She could have snuck in, just like Sophie did. Go, Joe. Sorry.
This will be, in season 5 flashbacks.
No, of course. I would actually, I miss social dancing. I mean, you guys really need to attend a K-Lead. I hope there's like, you guys get to attend like a social.
I have always wanted to go to one of those. That sounds amazing.
Or even I miss social ballroom dancing because I took dance lessons when I was young.
Me
and
too.
I was a great I would love to do like a dance at a ball. It would be so I love it. I can't believe because sometimes I was so embarrassed because sometimes I was bullied so much, but I really want to have this one chance of swishing my dance and just dancing, and I love to dance. I really love to dance. So
got it. I'm a little sad that social dancing isn't a thing too. That sounds so lovely. And you could go in your Ginger Rogers dress and then a handsome man would ask you to dance. That sounds so nice. It's a Cinderella fantasy, you know.
I mean, I like teach,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I actually taught my brother how to waltz, and he's older than me. And if there was
Ooh,
one thing I could
nice.
take pride in because he was my teacher for music, I could teach him
Yeah.
dance. So it was
Oh,
some
that's
like
lovely.
the scales were balanced.
That
Yeah,
is really
yeah.
lovely. When I
Um,
was in high school, it was during like the 90s swing craze. I've always loved to dance. I come from like a big
mhm.
dancing family. My father is an amazing dancer. Like he literally probably should have been a professional dancer. He's so good. He has such natural talent for dancing. He was incredible. And so I took tons of dance classes when I was like little, including like classical Persian dance and all this stuff. But when I was in high school, it was like in the 90s, it was like the swing dance revival. You know the movie like Swing Kids and like Swingers, like all of those like came
Oh,
out
I want
like
to
around
watch
that
that
time.
movie. I really want to watch the movie.
Swingers is a
Oh,
very fun
wow.
movie, and the dancing in
That's
it is
great.
great.
We were teased the soundtrack for the episode before it dropped, and we got episode titles of all 8 episodes. So, could we discuss that for just a minute before we start?
Yeah. I will just say that, I wanted to tease the songs because two
Right.
of the interprets of season 4 of season 3 are returning. Which two of the interprets of season 3 are returning back?
Like the artists that are like whose music is covered. I'm gonna say yes to Taylor Swift for sure, and then maybe who is it that did Happier Than Ever? I love that song. Her name escapes me right
Billie
now.
Eilish.
Billie
Billie
Eilish. Those are the
Eilish?
two
Billie
I'm gonna say.
Eilish. Yes.
No.
I
Neither
can't
of
imagine
those
Pitbull makes a
happened in the
comeback.
premiere. We're only talking about the premiere.
Oh,
There were
really?
3 songs dropped in the premiere, cover
Oh, I see.
songs.
But we're not saying
Yeah.
but not from is it from season 3 or from any prior season?
Season 3. Artists from season 3.
One band
Yeah, go
and one
ahead,
artist.
guess.
Yeah, go guess again.
Yeah. Okay. Artist, could it be Sia? And
No.
It's not
You
no,
actually got one,
I'm
by the way.
sorry.
You got one.
I did get
You had
one.
Did
actually
she?
got one
When?
before.
Did she? I'm sorry,
Yeah, she
I'm not
did.
certain.
She said like you said like
I said Taylor Swift.
remember what you
and
said. It
Billie
can't
Eilish.
be.
Oh, it can't be Pitbull? Is it Pitbull?
No, then after
Neither
that
of
it can't
those.
be one of them's Pitbull. Which one?
I'm sorry, Jeff. I
Which
can't.
song?
That's
A very iconic song.
Okay, is the band
Besides Give Me
Coldplay? Because I
Everything.
think Coldplay's the only band that
I
played in
didn't know
season
that.
3.
Yes,
It's
Coldplay. You got it.
Coldplay and Pitbull.
What Coldplay
Got
songs did they
it.
play?
Okay. Do you want the
I'm so curious.
Life
Do you
in
want to know the song?
Technicolor?
Yeah, I do. I really
And
do. I'm curious.
DJ got us falling in love of Usher and Pitbull. Yeah. They did Pitbull again. And if Joe wants to, I was wondering maybe you would want to know the context of the songs or, at least
Yes,
some scenes.
I want to know the context of the songs. I'm really curious which Coldplay song they used.
Life in Technicolor.
Life in Technicolor.
It's
I don't know it either.
It's on the Viva La
I'm
Vida
wondering
album.
whether they
I
repeat
went to
some.
listen to it once again.
I wonder whether it's like easier for them to get the rights when they've like had the rights from that same band once before. So much of this has to do with like what songs they can get. Like it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Third Eye Blind, Never Let You Go was the third song.
I do like Third Eye Blind as a 90s kid. So.
Do you
One
want to
of the covers was playing when Benedict was kind of meeting, Sophie, or at least, their first interaction. Do you want to guess the song?
I was going to say I would have thought it was Enchanted. Is that not what they did? No, they didn't use Taylor Swift. I guess they fooled everybody. I feel like Benophie fans should be mad about that one because they really wanted that.
But I think Never Let You Go. I mean, I won't tease when they used it, but Never Let You Go, like I think is a Benophie song.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good when I went
So
to
is that what they used
listen to the original
for the
words.
first meeting?
Uh,
Or did they
it
use Life
was
in
DJ
Technicolor? That
Godas
would make more
falling in love
sense.
with
Yeah.
Usher and
Oh, falling in
Pitbull.
love with. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. I don't feel like I'm
I'm
that
sorry,
familiar with that
because
song. Or like I must know it, but I
There are
like don't
two
remember that I know
instances.
it.
No, Never Let You Go. Okay, well, hold on. DJ Goddess Falling in Love is when they are in the ballroom. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm spoiling
So
too
first
much.
I need to like
interaction.
listen.
And when they go out,
It's Never Let
When
You
they
Go.
go out, it's used
Never Let You
again.
Go.
It's it's actually said DJ falling in love continues. Maybe they immediately follow it with, but I have the screenshot of that, so I know. Okay.
Honestly, those are
Very
both
well.
songs I haven't heard for so
Joe,
long that I probably wouldn't recognize
sorry, go
them.
ahead.
Because they're both so old.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Me neither. No worries.
Yeah.
Joe wanted to say about the titles. I was wondering maybe that she would guess, the number of the episode rather than, the titles, because
that
I don't
sounds
think
fun.
she would get the titles.
I'm not going to guess
Yeah,
the
So
titles.
maybe, feel free to read in whatever order you prefer, maybe, Joe, and Rox can guess. I'm not certain how we want to do it.
Let me just. Oh, sorry. Okay,
No worries.
let's say. I mean, everybody obviously knows that episode 1 is called The Waltz, so I'm going to exclude that one because it was
I don't know.
already
I don't
teased
know
in
any
our
of the titles.
12 Days of Christmas.
Joe, I don't know any of the titles.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I have not-
Rox. Okay, so the first episode is Waltz. We already spoiled that one. And we will say, this is not a spoiler, all the titles are named after, apparent from the book one, are named after paintings. But this will not help you. It's just a cool detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have they released titles for both part 1 and part 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. All 8 episodes.
They did.
It could be the whole season.
Big.
Okay. Go on.
It can be the whole season.
Okay. So that's why I thought you knew the Waltz. Okay, never mind.
That's okay, but you know what?
So you know the
listeners
Waltz.
probably know
It's
it.
fine.
Let's say The Beyond.
Episode 5?
Nope.
Okay.
What's the second guess?
You think of a different Beyond. Sorry. Fatal Beyond.
A Fatal Beyond? Episode 6. I think someone's going to die in at the end of episode 6. Episode 7?
Yep, episode 7.
Okay.
It's episode 7.
Okay, I was giggling, honestly. I'm truly sorry, guys.
Let's do this. Okay. The Field Next to the Other Road.
The Field Next to the Other Road is the name of an episode? Okay, I guess they're all named after paintings.
It's a long title.
I'm sorry. I feel like by contrast,
Except
like the
for the
season
book.
3 episode titles were so obvious because they were like thematic. Like, okay, but these must be thematic too. Okay, The Field Next to the Other Road. 3? I'm going to say episode 3.
Yes,
and it's correct.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's probably going to be the one where they're like out in the country. Okay. All right.
Yeah, My Cottage, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
The name My Cottage is a stupid name for somebody to call a house. And every time I see the words My Cottage capitalized, I'm like, this hurts my brain. So anyway. Sorry, apologies to Julie Quinn.
I must look it up because I read the book, I believe, in Czech, and I don't remember the Czech title, for My Cottage. I need to look it up because I'm curious how they translate it, if, they translate it, accurately or whatever they went with. Sometimes they translate it kind of funnily, and I'm interested and intrigued in, when we will know the Czech titles as well, because sometimes they're different than, the standard ones for the episodes. I'm sorry, that's just, my little...
That's kind of fun. Yeah.
No, I'm so surprised to know that it's actually not an offer from a gentleman I think it was Vogue Korea when Yerin Ha, who plays Sophie, or in French or something, and it was, the book title is You Have My Heart. instead of an offer
Yeah,
from a
the book titles are sometimes very, very different. German kind of had this, thing when, it was kind of on point, and then the fourth book kind of broke the formula, and then the fifth book even more broke the formula, so it was kind of funny. Because I think that I'm not certain how it went, but I will look it up. We can chat about it one time. Okay,
let's go with the title, the book title, An Offer from a Gentleman.
I think that's got to be 4.
It's 4. That was easy.
That is, yeah. That's
that's going to be like the cliffhanger.
Okay, The Passing Winter.
2?
No.
6.
Yes, got it.
6 is correct. Well done.
Correct. Yeah.
No worries. I had also no idea, like, passing winter, what's going on.
Yeah, even I forgot, actually.
And then you have the beyond afterwards, and they're like, okay, I guess I now get what's going on.
Yeah, it's very sad. Okay, let's do... Okay, how many have we done so far? Okay, we've done 3, 4, 6, and 7. All right, let's do yes
2,
or
5,
no.
and 8. Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah, 2, 5, and 8 are still up. Oh, yes or no? 5.
Very
It was
well.
obvious. I think it was obvious when you have an offer from a gentleman.
Yeah,
yes or
then
no.
yes or no is obviously going to be the
This is
option.
maybe this is the dumbest title of the episode. I'm sorry. Yes or no? What's
like? Come on, guys.
But I have to say, I'm getting like a very different vibe from Show Sophie than Book Sophie. So maybe we're in for some surprise. Maybe that's why yes or no.
I mean, it's still a weird title.
It is, but
you have
I like
the field
painting
next to the other road, and then yes or no.
Yeah,
no, but
it's very
when
inconsistent.
You see the painting, I think it has bigger connotations when you see the painting. Involved. So who knows? Yeah. All right. So 2 more. Dance in the Country.
This is
Dance in the Country.
What's left? It's 8 and 2 that are left.
2
and what's the title?
And 8 are left.
Okay, but and what was the title?
Dance in the Country.
Dance in the Country.
Dance in the Country.
Oh, sorry, dance. I'm sorry.
I guess 2.
It's not 2. I'm sorry.
2.
I'm sorry.
It's 8.
It's 8.
8. Okay,
it's 8.
I guess it's 8.
It's 8.
All right. That's a weird title.
We
for,
kind
like,
of,
the end of
thought
I know they
about
move
how
out to the country eventually.
premieres and final. That's true, but you see the
Walt,
parallel, between premiere and the final episode. Yeah. And it's kind of,
in season 3 we had Out of the Shadows,
by capital R, The Viscount Who Loved Me, Diamond of the First Water, After the Rain, or, Out of the Shadows Into the Light. They're actually consistent with this.
What was the last episode of season 2 called?
Sorry, no, I'm just saying the previous titles of previous seasons. Like, you have parallel between episode 1 and episode 8.
Yeah. And actually, when you go analyze the paintings of the walls, is actually something of like very cold and sophisticated, and it's more formal. And then when you go see the painting of Dance in the Countryside, like people are actually smiling in the painting.
That's nice.
Which actually, like, I don't know whether I've spoiled something, but it's kind of like a full circle element. So who knows?
Hey, spoiler! Will you repeat the title of the episode?
The title of the episode too. Do you want to guess or?
Yeah, she doesn't know. Yeah, sorry, I didn't say it.
So it's 2 words. Time transfixed.
What is the title of episode 8 of season 2? I don't know it.
Oh.
The
Viscount Who Loved Me. It's the book title.
The Cantonese book.
And what is the title of the first episode?
Capital R.
Drake. The capital R. Rake.
Got it. Sorry, I don't remember all
no
the
worries.
titles.
That's fine. That's fine.
All the season. I remember all the season 3 ones because I've watched season 3 so many times, but I got a little confused about the other seasons.
I do remember them because I made some posts regarding it, but I wouldn't remember them.
And literally, like Julie Andrews saying capital R Rake is like
I do remember that now. I remember the lady Whistledown being like, he's like capital R Rake, which is funny.
Yeah. Which is funny because you wouldn't say that episode is only about Anthony, but I think that they did it because, it's about how Kate perceives Anthony at the start of the season and how she perceives him at the end of the season. So it kind of makes sense.
And where he ends up, basically. Where he ends up. The journey is taken. So
it's interesting? I think that all of the... I guess for season 3 and season 4, they could go either way. But I think in season 1 and 2, the titles kind of are from the female perspective. Diamond of the First Water, After the Rain, and Capital Rake and The Viscount Who Loved Me kind of are like sort of focused. The title feels like it's from the point of view of the woman. But I think in season 3, it kind of works for either of them. And in season 4, it also works for either of them.
I agree, but I feel like it's more Pen's point of view,
it's
like into the light.
Because like she introduces Diamond of the First Water.
I agree, that there's some duality, but let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
we shall see.
So those are our episode titles. Do you want me to relate it now in the book that you've guessed? So it's The Waltz, Time Transfixed, The Field on the Side of the Road, An Offer from a Gentleman, Yes or No, The Passing Winter, The Beyond, Dance in the Country.
I think it's fun that they did the paintings. I wasn't going to say anything that profound. I just was going to say I think it's fun that it's paintings. I do think the titles are a little less like clear to me what they are, what they mean in the story. Some of them are obvious, like episodes 4 and 5, but the other ones not as much. But I think like that's kind of a fun twist that you could go look up the painting and look at it.
The time transfixed makes sense because we expected some, time jump. I don't think, that's out of the question.
That's true.
And time transfixed works. I'm sorry. It works for this.
Yeah. But actually what I liked is that I actually Googled the thematic element of each painting. And there are different elements to it. Time transfixed is like focusing on one thing, focusing on another. And it really does play into context when you watched episode 1. Just saying, this is just like a little tease of it. Take it what you will.
Cool.
I'm sorry, but I like the idea of it, that it's named after the paintings. I think it's a cool idea. But they are quite inconsistent. Like you have very long titles, maybe, very lyrical titles, and then you have yes or no. Say what you will about the previous season, but I felt like they were consistent, at least within the season, about, yes, I didn't like some titles, but I think that with this season in particular, it's kind of, all over the place. But, I don't want to be too harsh. We haven't seen this season yet and the episodes yet. Maybe I will, warm up to some, but The Field Next to the Other Road, I kind of like the idea, but it's very long title. And, then you have yes or no, which I don't really like, guys. I'm sorry. But we shall see. I'm sorry.
I can agree with the notion that it is a bit cheesy when you've had an offer from a gentleman, and it is a little cheesy when you read it like that.
I don't mind I don't mind that because that was consistent, and that's after the book, and that makes sense. That I'm fine with that.
No, I'm not talking.
Yes or
I'm not talking about the. That's what I'm saying. That I didn't say it's cheesy of an offer from a gentleman. I'm talking about the order, yes or no. I was focusing on yes or no. But I think when I can see after reflection and seeing the paintings and what they're trying to do after studying the themes of the paintings, they've done something a little unique. And people need to, I get it. I get like there is a lack of consistency. It's completely warranted what you're saying.
But there are so many paintings. I'm sorry. They had a lot of time for this. I'm sorry.
I know it's just
yes or no. Certainly.
I think my problem is that like most people probably aren't going to go look at the paintings, and so it's like I think it's better to just have episode titles that like relate to the theme. You know what I mean? That like do a good job of explaining the theme of the episode without people having to go do additional like Googling or whatever, but I think like it's a fun idea. I tend to like stuff like that. And I like art, but I don't know. It's
I
kind of
like
like sounds better in theory than in practice, I think.
I think I want to say
Let's
I
see how
like
the
it, and
let's
I
see how the
think that it
factors of
works
the
for
episode.
Benedict. You know, he's the artist, he's the painter. I like that they I'm sorry. You know that word I was
Incorporated.
going to use. Thank you very
Incorporated.
much.
Yeah. Don't worry.
But
Okay.
I think that they could have chosen better titles. I'm just saying, guys. They had
I think
time
on the
for
bright
this.
side,
I'm
probably
sorry.
most people don't pay attention to the titles at all or know what they are. So like that's
Yeah, that's true. I'm
Yeah,
basically doing, a huge Among Us out of nothing. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Okay,
No, it's
let's
okay.
move on.
See, look, it's fine. Okay, for those of you who have their own reservations about the titles, I think spoiler, it's not a problem. You voiced your thoughts. I think let's just see how it incorporates into the episode until we've seen the episode, and then let's take a call on it. So,
Let's return to the questions rather. Let's go with certain character says these words used in the previous seasons. Reformed rakes makes the best husbands. Which character says those words in premiere of season 4?
well, we know that Violet said it in season 1.
That's true.
Okay, I'm gonna say that I think it's possible Lady Whistledown says it.
No.
Okay.
Someone else, but
That would actually, if it was Lady Whistledown, just because, or I don't want it to be Penelope because Colin was never a rake, not a real one. That's my.
I will.
Is it
No
Violet
worries,
again?
Rox. It wasn't.
Do you want to give another guess?
It wasn't Violet.
Araminta?
I think that maybe I kind of spoiled something by that quote. Maybe. I'm sorry, Rox, if that's the case.
No,
At least, maybe something.
I think we knew from before that it's possible Araminta may be pushing her other daughter, Rosamund, onto Benedict, or like trying to get her to marry Benedict.
Yeah.
So that doesn't surprise me.
What questions do you have, spoiler? Sorry, I didn't want to rush you. Like, how many more do you have for? I had one thing that I wanted to tease, but
sure, go ahead.
Is that all right? Okay, I'll say one character I would say will experience this. I don't know how, but it's the starting of this. So the quote I want to say, the higher one flies, the further one must fall. I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to you can guess. I'll say okay.
Is it Sophie?
No.
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 Is it Lady Whistledown?
No.
Okay, I don't know then. I mean, it could be Lady Danbury. I don't know.
Somewhat. Someone related to Lady Danbury. But I can't confirm or deny because it's only something that I've got from an interview. It's one character that I feel is going to experience that. I won't tell you or the listeners, but we need to rewatch it again.
Okay. May I continue with the questions?
Yeah, go ahead, spoiler. Go ahead. That's all I had, by the way. So I hope you have
okay. Which Bridgerton spots the Sophie first?
Well, I'm guessing it's not Benedict, since that would be a very obvious answer. But maybe I'm psyching myself out. Maybe Penelope,
Joe doesn't even
because
know
she's
that.
hanging out with the queen. Yeah, maybe it's Penelope. I'm going to say Penelope.
It's not. I'm sorry, it's not Penelope.
For 1 minute, you should have framed, but it's not a Bridgerton.
It's Bridgerton. I meant Bridgerton. I know what Joe is trying to say, but that's a different question. No, I mean specifically Bridgerton. Which Bridgerton spots Sophie first? And this is just visual. I'm not certain whether Joe even caught it. It's person named Bridgerton. It's not Eloise.
I'm just going to go down Hyacinth? Is it Hyacinth?
It's not Hyacinth.
Okay, I have no idea. Who is it? I'm so curious. Oh, okay.
I will say it's not very, long. You can barely caught it, but I thought it very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, she goes to the ball. This is the first one to see her. She doesn't even, recognize her much or, thought of her, but I thought it very interesting and intentional on Chris' part.
I was very observant, so... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. Jill was trying to say something, and I caught her, Sophie speaks to which character is the first one Sophie speaks with at the ball? And that's character which was, established in previous seasons.
Hyacinth?
No, it's not Hyacinth.
I mean, because you would normally give your cloak or whatever to the friend and say thank you. I don't know.
Okay.
So.
But it's technically not exactly that. It's something that we know related to the balls. But yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not of the clothes.
I could see her asking him a question or something, and him being like, this is a weird question to ask. I don't know.
It's a very funny scene. I recommend it heavily. You're gonna enjoy that moment. I giggled. I'm
looking forward to that. He's a little sassy. I love him. Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed the giggling, funnier moments from Sophie. I didn't expect them, but they were there and they were great.
That is lovely.
Yeah. With Sophie, I have another one question, and that is, when in the episode is Sophie introduced?
Like how far in?
Mm-hmm. It's true. And can you guess whether...
Yeah.
It's not 15 minutes.
10 minutes.
It's not 10 minutes.
20 minutes.
It's not 20 minutes.
30 minutes in? Is it 30 minutes in?
30 minutes in. It's 30 minutes in.
Well, you know what? It makes sense because they usually start with the Featheringtons and Lady Whistledown every season, and then there's always like a scene of the family getting ready for whatever like the event is, and then they're probably going to be like, "Hey, here's Benedict raking around. We got to establish that before we introduce Sophie." So then but you know what? I'm surprised it's that late because they introduced Kate pretty early. In the season 2.
Not really, if you look at it. I think it was also later. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. There are basically two proper introductions. One is at the 30-minute mark and one is another. You can guess. Just guess.
Because do we see her first as the...
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, do we see her first as the lady in silver, or do we see her first as her and then the lady? Like, is there a flashback within the episode or something? Who knows? Okay, so that's interesting. That is interesting.
You know what? Why don't we leave it open-ended for Rox? We've given her so many details. Let's keep it open-ended. Okay. You decide like how she's like which one's first. We'll let you stew in that. Let's see. No pun intended. Go continue, spoiler. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's a big spoiler to tell you that Hyacinth is attending Masquerade and that she's attending without her family's knowledge. Who is the Bridgerton, which... It's not
catches her.
Who catches her?
Who catches her? Eloise?
Who catches her?
I am all for Hyacinth making as much mischief as Hyacinth can make. I love
exactly
that. I love her, and the more she can annoy Eloise, the happier I am. So, because I think that conflict's going to be really fun. And I'm always on Team Hyacinth, no matter what. I'm really looking forward to their plot.
Okay. I'm so excited because I'm really excited with the Eloise Hyacinth dynamic because we've had Daphne and Francesca be so similar. They both have been diamonds in their respective seasons. They both married high up.
Yeah.
Eloise and Hyacinth will marry on the lower rank. They have a way of connecting. They are
totally
their journeys parallel each other. So
and they're actually both really feisty in different ways. But Hyacinth so wants to be a part of the whole scene, and Eloise is so disdainful of it. So I think that their dynamic is going to be really interesting. You know what's interesting is Eloise is a character who has a good dynamic, has an interesting dynamic with every sibling, and it's because she's she's a rebel, she's a pusher, and she's creates conflict. which probably would make her really annoying in real life, not gonna lie, but she's a great character.
So wait a minute, I'm annoying in real life.
No, you're
Those
not,
are best
you are
characters, those
not
who
as,
cause ruckus or who move the plot forward,
I
or,
know you
at least.
identify with Eloise, but you're a lot more polite than Eloise is. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's a relief. That's actually, yeah, okay. I am a lot more polite. Okay, thank you so much.
I do tend to love characters who are kind of like mischievous and rebellious. I think Eloise sometimes pushes my
Oh, yeah.
buttons with her like lack of empathy, but I still love her as a character. Like I think she has a good heart. She's like very sincere in her beliefs, and I think she's like growing, right? She's a great character.
Yeah,
I just
no,
think
Oh,
like
yeah.
if she was actually your sister, she'd probably be like better in small doses. So.
Related
okay.
question: what do you think Hyacinth was doing, hoping to achieve, by sneaking into the masquerade?
I mean, first of all, I think she likes to gossip and like be a part of it, but maybe she was hoping to be asked to dance. She just wants to be a part of it for like a little bit.
And you can imagine Eloise's reaction to that.
100%. And also, like, it's like the thing where if your little sibling is like sneaking out to meet boys or something, and you're like, "Oh my god, what are you doing? Like, this isn't safe." Yeah. So, that is
Okay, let's talk about. Okay, so since this is premiering, Shondaland has teased a couple of those. Like we did get a look at Mrs. Crabtree in a still.
Oh, that's right. Maybe it's Mrs.
Honestly,
Crabtree.
I don't know the answer to Joe, so I'm sorry.
There's a really great.
So at least
I didn't give my answer.
If it was Mrs. Crabtree, I don't actually remember that much of her from I've only read Offer from a Gentleman once, and like I said, I like binged a bunch of the books last summer.
We're
Like
dealing with
very
the
little
premiere.
memory of some of the plot because I just like read them all. Like you read, and I was reading a lot of fanfic at the same time, like Pollen fanfic, so it's just like all very blurry. But I remember Mrs. Crabtree. I don't really remember that much about her in the book. I know she's like at my cottage, but
she is, yeah.
Okay.
She is at the staff at my cottage,
but I'm wondering whether so in Jane Eyre, there's like the housekeeper who's always like a little bit worried that Jane is getting too close to Mr. Rochester.
Yeah. Mrs. Fairfax.
She knows about the hidden wife and she wants to like protect Jane. At least that's I think that's the implication.
I remember. I
in the
just
movie,
remember
yeah.
I just remember her.
Yeah, in one series, she's played by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 2011 movie, and I think it's in the book it's a little more subtle, but it's like it's there. In the movie, I think they played it up a little bit, but also
I will also
it's been
say
about
that
a decade since the last time I read Jane Eyre. But but anyway, I do remember that, and I wonder whether Mrs. Crabtree is a little bit. I forget the name of the housekeeper in Jane Eyre, but
Varley, Mrs. Varley. Sorry, this is what I wanted to say. The Mrs. Fairfax from one TV series in 2006 is played by the actress who plays Mrs. Varley. So there's a Bridgerton connection to you, guys. I'm sorry. We see Varley.
Okay.
She was Mrs. Fairfax, yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Fairfax, yeah, exactly.
I have two final questions. I'm not certain. Should I start with Benedict or the Queen? Let's start with Benedict. You, of course, probably know that Benedict chases after Sophie. Which character, catches Benedict midway through his chase and maybe causes the fact that Benedict doesn't catch Sophie?
Eloise?
It's not Eloise.
But it could be. Let's keep it open-ended.
Okay. But then John? So, I don't know.
Keep it open-ended.
Okay, we'll keep that one open-ended. It could be any of them. You know?
True.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. The Queen tells Penelope that she has decided she's bored. Again. Who is Queen looking for this season?
So it's not... the Lady in Silver. She must be. That's what I would guess.
Okay, it's not a woman. Specifically.
I'm sorry.
Wait, so she's looking for kind of like a diamond of a season kind of person? Is it
But
like
it's a
the
male. I
Bachelor
think
of
the
the
joke kind of
season?
spoiled it. She's
No,
looking
no,
for
no.
the bachelor
It's a
of the
diamond.
season.
Okay, let's leave it at that. It's a diamond of the season. It's not. I
I
what
think
what
you said it's not a woman, and then it was
it's
kind
not.
of
No, no, no. It's not the
Okay.
lady in silver. I
Honestly,
should have said
I
it's not the
kind of
lady
think
in
that's
silver.
really dumb, but like, I'm not gonna.
it's very dumb.
Like, they've got to give the queen
I
something else to
I won't
do.
spoil it,
Yeah.
but this declaration causes some scenes and some moments and later moments, which I will
You
not
know what
spoil.
makes no sense
But
about this
I
is that
think
we've
it's
had a
important.
Bachelor of the season every season, even though the queen wasn't like involved in it. So it was like,
Oh yeah.
obviously Simon was the Bachelor, was like kind of acknowledged as the Bachelor of the season by everybody in season one. All the mamas were after him. Same thing with Anthony in season two. Same thing with Colin in season three. So it's like they're just rehashing. They're just like literally rehashing this. It is very warmed over at this point, and they have got to come up with something more creative for the queen. So, for the
I
love of
will
God,
say
we beg
only
you.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say one thing, and that's I left out probably the biggest spoilers, which are not from the book and which would probably, be very, surprising to you. I left some of these, behind the floor. I tried to, look for the moments which are not that spoiler heavy or which, are kind of cheeky just. So hopefully I didn't ruin the premiere for you. That's all from me.
Yeah,
Joe,
so listeners, I don't care about spoilers really. I'm already spoiled on some things. I'm
Yeah.
but mostly pollen things
if
because
you
that's like where I hang out.
okay, I will say if you want very bad screenshots, but sadly there are subtitles, so I can just throw some
If you have
at
anything
you.
of
Feel free
Colin
to
and
add.
you want to just throw me some Colin screenshots, I would not
Sure, I can
object
throw
because
you some
I'm
screenshots.
going to be a little,
No
I'm
problem.
like, I've taken myself off of Reddit until I can see the season
Oh
premiere
yeah.
because I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to get into any fan discussions before I've seen anything. I don't want to be influenced, but I would love to see a little glimpse of Colin.
They aren't even shown by Reddit because they're protected by copyright. They don't even try to. Like
Oh,
there
yeah,
are
yeah.
spoilers.
Like
They
people
talk openly
posted
about the
spoilers on
episode.
X. People posted spoilers on X, but they were immediately disabled by copyright.
Oh,
So
okay.
Ooh.
yeah.
But
So
I will
I mean,
send it to you, in my disk.
if
I
you'd
have
like, yeah.
blurry.
Yeah, please do.
But
Yeah, please do
speaking of
just send them
which,
to me.
Sure.
yeah.
Wait, can I ask
I'm
one
sorry,
last
guys.
question, which might be spoilery?
Sure.
Can I ask your guys's I have been
Opinions.
in most of the promos and previews, I've been a little bit like not loving Penelope's look this season. Like I thought they made her look like a little too matronly. And I did like the promo that they did, the newlyweds promo that was like the two of them kissing. I thought she looked really beautiful there. But in a lot of like the little in the trailer, I was like, oh, she looks so beautiful. They made her so beautiful she is so beautiful. And like she looked so beautiful in her season. And I know it's like when it's not your season anymore, you kind of have to take a back seat. But I was like, well, they should have still let her have her hair down and stuff like that. And like not I didn't like the hairstyle they had for her or Eloise in some of the parts of the trailers. So what do you guys think of Penelope's look in this season so far in episode 1?
I mean,
What if you
there
answer?
weren't.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that most of the episode was masquerade, so that tracks. So there wasn't too many, you know the one from the still when she's holding the baby. And we have one nightgown at the end of this episode. I hope this is not too spoilery.
Okay.
I really like that. I really like that nightgown.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I really have wanted. In season 3. You know what I will say? I feel bad. I do feel really bad for Anthony fans that their couple isn't in the first half of the season. That really sucks. I do feel like they did a pretty good job. I mean, I think people would disagree with me on this. They didn't do a great job with Canthony's substantive plot in season 3, but they did a good job, I think, of giving Canthony fans fan service in season 3. Like, there were lots of, like, cute, sweet scenes between them. I mean, opinions can differ on this, but they at least made They seem to have tried. But I'm hoping that this season we Pollen fans get some good fan service. And I know something fans have really been clamoring for is that we really wanted Colin to finally see Penelope in like one of her like nightgowns. And so if
They kind of did, by the way. He kind of did by the end of the season 3.
yeah, but it was such like an angsty moment between them. It was a good moment, you know, but I actually really wanted him. There were a few scenes in season 3 where she's like riding in her nightgown and I was like, oh my gosh, she looks really hot. Like Colin should see her in that look. So if there's a good nightgown for her at the end of season 3,
There's a good
I would be happy.
nightgown from her, I will say that, and won't say anything else. Do you know her look with the black dress? I'm not certain whether you saw that still.
I think that's
so
it's
that's
like the
also
underdress.
like the appearance.
It seems like it's probably
I'm not
the
sure
underdress.
whether it's underdress. It's a very revealing dress.
Oh, okay.
They actually have a very cute moment with that dress specifically, I will say. But everything is very short in that, episode. It's not about Paul. And I think that we shall get more, how to put it nicely. Yeah.
I will say, if there's one thing, just to say my piece on the episode, I really liked how it played like a movie. It really feels like a movie, which, like a short film. If you went to watch a short film.
Yeah, people were I thought some people were like, I don't really like this direction. Some people, preferred this direction. I was surprised by a choice we alluded to beforehand, regarding how they decided to approach certain character.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think I have a little bit more of a spoilery thing. But I mean, think of it as like a cinematic experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll say.
Okay.
It really felt very cinematic, which I think is so different because, fun fact, before I saw episode 401, I saw all 3 episodes over the Christmas break. Only the premiere episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one key difference which I won't spoil, but I will explain when we do the after show. And we did not want to do recap episodes. We're not going to do plot lines. This is more like, we're going to call it the after show. Do you guys are okay with that? Or
yeah, or analysis. I don't know. We will. Yeah.
We will do analysis, honestly.
Yeah. But I think what we would like to do is that instead of focusing on every scene, we're going to focus on scenes that grabbed our attention. Say, let's say if we were recapping season 1, episode 8, we would maybe just discuss Marina's, scenes with Philip, because we knew he's going to be a recurring character. Something that, we thought was very beautiful in the book, which we know fans were excited for. And we know, the lake scene is going to happen, so we can only discuss the lake scene. Some things, setup details.
I also think,
rather than just going and analyzing every frame, every scene.
We're not going to do a blow by blow.
To be honest,
honestly, there's already podcasts that do that really well, other podcasts that are doing that, and I always say people should listen to What a Barb. They do such good recaps. That's not. I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel on that, So we'll probably do something a little bit different and jump around and kind of have a list of questions for each other. And, so if fans want to ask us, questions, we highly encourage that because it'll help us kind of focus the episodes on what y'all want to hear about.
What I also want to add is that I really want to us to pick a moment that we would vote as the diamond of the episode. So, I mean, if all you know, diamond is an unexpected, underrated moment where a character really gets to shine and does something outside of his or her comfort zone. Say, if we were to take season 2, episode 4, maybe, I don't know why am I choosing Philip all the time?
I know why.
Okay, why don't we say...
Because you love Eloise. It's the same reason I can't stop talking about Colin.
I do.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, I do.
Love what we love.
Okay, what about season 2, episode 2, where Benedict becomes quite a beautiful guy to say, to tell Anthony what is it to admire a woman. He has a beautiful monologue. Like, he could be considered as the diamond of that episode, that particular episode. And the opposite, like a moment that we would give the cut direct. And as you all know, giving someone the cut direct is somebody who we disagree with, or we
it's like
absolutely
when
didn't like.
Cressida in season 1, episode 2, like spills her drink on Penelope or something. And in fact, Colin gives her the cut direct, kind of, or, like, doesn't dance with her. So I think,
but that was episode 1. That was episode, but yeah.
Was that episode 1? I thought it was episode 2.
No. Episode 1. The Vauxhall Ball. She does that.
Yeah, that's in episode 1 of season 1.
And then they do the Irish jig.
Need to rewatch.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's really fine.
I will make it very brief, very short, and very easy. We're figuring it out, and we will find out. And when we will find out, I can say it and then put it in the podcast later.
Stay tuned.
Explanation. I sent you some screenshots, hopefully with nothing spoilery, but I don't have, much of Pirate Colin, sadly. But I sent you something.
Okay.
Sometimes, I was caught in the scene and I didn't make screenshots. I will say that. That doesn't mean that, those scenes aren't there, or, don't read much into it.
Okay.
I will say, and I'm sorry, Joe, I want to say one thing about the premiere. I really enjoyed Sophie and Benedict, at the gazebo, I believe, I think that they nailed the first, conversation, or, the second conversation, outside the ballroom. I think that they were successful. That this is kind of love at first sight, or, that this could happen and it's enchanting. So I wanted just to throw it out there. I don't think it's too spoilery to say it from me.
I mean,
I'm still not certain whether I think that, Benedict, sweeps me off my feet, but I felt the moment and I felt that it was great. That's all I will say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the music was great.
It's not, someone said this, but I think it's a pergola. Not a
pergola.
Not a gazebo? What's the difference between a pergola and a gazebo?
Oh, pergola.
I don't
very
know.
good.
It's an outdoor garden structure with vertical posts supporting an open lattice of cross beams and rafters. So it's like a walkaway.
Okay.
Yeah.
We actually use the term pergola, but we don't use the term gazebo.
Okay.
Oh,
while a gazebo has a solid pitched roof.
It's funny.
Okay, fine.
Oh, great. Now I'm up to the speed. I'm sorry.
But it's interesting because that's kind of a modern... Interesting. Okay. Well, more to come on pergola versus gazebo. I enjoy architecture.
It's fine. I'm sorry, Cantonese fans. I'm truly sorry. I know gazebo is yours, pergola is Benophie's. Let's say it. Yeah. I'm truly sorry, Cantonese fans.
Very true.
I'm sorry. One question we kind of forgot to do you guys, what would you dress Cantonese as, if they attended Masquerade? This is just my last question.
Oh.
We can throw something to Cantonese fans because I think that they deserve it, guys.
I think Kate would do like an Indian goddess, maybe, or not even an Indian goddess. There is like a particular dance, there are different types of dances, and it's based on gods. So I think I did Bharatanatyam when I was 12. I did 4 years, and there was a big history with it. And Bharatanatyam was by the goddess Parvati, who is Lord, I think, Shiva's wife. I might be
Okay.
wrong, but I remember, yeah, it's a softer dance where Shiva was very, very angry and very, very quick tempered, and Parvati would calm him down by doing Bharatnatyam.
Yeah,
So,
that's Kate. Sorry.
so I think that would capture Kate and Anthony's
Oh
like
yeah.
dynamic. So,
So what would she look like? Try to, because I don't really, I cannot really imagine it. Colors or,
so Parvati and Shiva. I'm just googling it. I'm just googling
Yeah.
it.
I'm sorry.
So
I
yeah,
thought that like it's kind of general knowledge. I'm
it would be
sorry.
oranges in colors, and
Oh, okay.
like Parvati's symbol is a tiger.
Ooh, I love
Oh,
that.
yeah, that looks very bizarre.
That's
I
very
know
They
that
cute.
many
have
people
like
associate Cape with tiger. Yeah.
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 I
And
saw the fan art. I think Vodebarb was also recommending of her, dressing as a sun, and I think Anthony is
Mm,
I'm not certain whether he's the stars or the moon. That's also,
mhm.
very
I like
unique.
that.
But I actually really like this idea. Yeah.
yeah, and ironically, Shiva is blue in his paintings.
So it
So
would work. It would
like
It
track.
would work.
Anthony would wear
Yeah.
something blue.
Yeah.
Would
I
work.
love
Would
that.
work.
That would be amazing. I'm
So
actually
Also,
really sad that
Anthony,
they're
yeah,
not at the
Anthony,
masquerade because imagine how good Kate would look in a masquerade
yeah.
costume like that. She would look amazing. So,
Fanfic writers will do their best, but of course, fan arts are also very much appreciated.
yeah.
I will say, while I like the idea of Anthony dressing up as Cupid, which I'm not certain whether he actually dresses up as in the book, I'm not certain, or whether it's something he does later. But I'm sorry, I'm sticking to my headcanon, and I'm dressing as a knight in the armor.
Mm.
He would match Eloise a bit, and it would be very funny to see him trying to navigate the helm and all those armor
They could
while
go as like
Benedict is having the
Lancelot and
time of his life,
Guinevere.
in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah. They could go
Oh
as like
yeah.
they
Lancelot and
could, yeah,
Guinevere or
they could do
something
that.
with
Oh,
with
that's
the armor.
lovely. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
lovely. I love this.
Yeah, but here's the thing. According to the book, they didn't attend the masquerade. Apparently,
Right.
because Kate was pregnant with their
Hmm.
first child at that time, so they had to retreat from the
I'm
city.
sorry. It's very hilarious because I think that Julia Kun was trying, hey, Canton fans, you have a baby on the way, but
Yeah.
now the fans, are bummed in the book that they are not attending the
But
ball.
that's what I was also wanted to add. Like, it actually works that way that they appear in the second half because Kate and Anthony appear in the second half
We're
of the
not
book.
saying what works and what doesn't. We're saying what the fans want and what they
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
not
that's
care.
I think
true.
that's fair for fans to want them.
I feel sad.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do
Yeah,
think that what I hope for is
because
that in the
I'm not
second half
problem.
that they have a really good entrance, because I think like now, like if they're only going to be in the
Oh
second
yeah.
half, they better have like a really good role in the second half. Um, so
yeah.
hopefully they have a role
But
that's plot
I mean,
relevant and that is, where we get to meet the baby and they come in with a lot of fanfare. Maybe there's a second baby. Like that would be amazing.
Oh
So,
yeah.
yeah. Hey there. I hope you've enjoying how much teasing we're giving of the episodes so far and season 4 at large. So do enjoy a little bit of a mini session that we had when Elle managed to join us. And we do go on a little bit of a discussion and a very big hyping for Downtown Abbey, the TV show. So do enjoy. So let's talk about Bridgerton season 4 premiere. So as you all know, Elle, spoiler, and I got to see it. Elle, do you have any clues for Rox who unfortunately didn't get to see it? And for listeners who also haven't gotten to see it.
so
Like,
yeah, so last time like spoiler was like, oh, like this person intercepted Benedict as he was like running out of the ball, like so that he didn't get to find Sophie and I like had to try to guess or like this was the first person to spot Sophie at the ball or like the first Bridgerton or and I had to like guess a bunch of stuff based. So do you have anything like that for me?
Did they talk about the downstairs stuff?
Not really.
Okay, like I'm trying to I don't want to spoil it. That's why I'm just like how
It's
to phrase
okay. I don't
it.
mind being a little spoiled.
Yeah, like and for the audience too. But like the downstairs part, I think who are the people that speaks? because we know some of the characters.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. This is a problem because I don't remember anyone's name from the book. Like, I read it like a year ago, you know,
I don't
in
think
like a
the names are
day.
from the book. I don't think their names are from the book though. They're from the show.
Oh,
They're
okay.
from Show
Well,
Wiki.
Which is
also, first of all, doesn't she move from like household to household at some point? So are we talking about in her original, like the Gunn family household? Is that where we spend the most time with her downstairs? I assume in episode 1, she's like there. She hasn't moved yet anywhere.
I think Elle meant like servants, the servant characters, because I think that there is a, let's say, how to put it, Downton Abbey moment, like in Bridgerton when we see.
Got it. So maybe do we spend some time downstairs in the Bridgerton house too? Okay, so the Footman John is there. And then I forgot her name, but like the lady who, this is one of my favorite scenes in season 1, when Eloise goes to search the housekeeper's room, thinking that she might be Lady Whistledown, and the housekeeper just like laughs her ass off at Eloise and is like, "Do you think I would have time to be Lady
Mrs. Wilson.
Whistledown?" And also, like,
Yes,
how
it's Mrs.
disrespectful you're
Wilson.
searching my room. I used to wipe your butt when you were a kid. Like, it was.
I won't spoil it.
One of the fun
I won't
scenes.
spoil it, but they are roasting Bridgertons, you know, and I enjoyed it a
Oh,
lot.
that's amazing.
I love. It was really funny. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And there is another servant that we've met from the previous season, and she's not exactly like I love the scene that she's in from the previous season, season 3, when she, I think it was episode 4, when she brings can I spoil this? Like, do you guys remember the scene where a maid like brings Milfoy?
Oh, Mille
I don't remember
Foy
who it was, but I remember that scene.
to
Yeah.
Lord
So
Samadani.
That's
funny.
but that maid makes an appearance. So basically, I think
that's
we
funny.
don't know her name, but her name has been confirmed like last year in the season of Love. I think her name is Celie or something.
Okay, now all I want to read is okay, wait. Can I ask a question, a spoiler question? Is Varley in the first episode?
I'm not certain. There's a Featheringtons, but I didn't notice Varley.
Do we see the downstairs at Featherington House at all?
No, we don't.
Nope.
We don't
No,
see the
that's too
downstairs.
bad because I feel like there's a lot of comedy potential there. I mean, imagine them being like,
I think we shall see a bit in pieces.
Mr. Colin Bridgerton needs to pay more attention to staffing issues.
As Kenton fans pointed out.
But I think
I'm like dying for Varley. Like, I love Varley. She's Varley and Ray are like my two favorites of the servants, and just like the relationship between Portia and Varley. So I hope they do the Maid Wars this season because I think that
they will plan. Yeah, they plan to do so.
Yeah.
So we shall see a little bit of Featheringtons.
I mean, and Varley is, if you think about it, she's the only she is really the downstairs character who's been given the most spotlight so far.
There's also Gossiping Footman Cole, I believe. He's named in the script,
Gossiping
but
Footman
I don't
Paul.
think we shall see.
I don't think I knew him from before. I don't think I've never, in the books, I feel like the butler is a bigger character, but we never really notice him in the show.
You mean
is he Wickham? Wickham? I think there's
Humbleton? I thought he was Humbled, yeah.
Humbled?
All right, but there is a servant called Wickham because he was named, after Wickham.
Like Wickham from Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm not certain whether he works for
Featheringtons
or yeah, we don't. Sorry.
Yeah. But I feel
like that's a little on the nose to name a servant anyway. Okay.
I think it was just, a lovely Austen reference, nothing, too nefarious, but
yeah.
I have to say, I don't want to give too much away, but I think season 4 is like, there's a nice way that there's not a lot of heavy-handedness going into the episode. Like, we really get to feel and experience the masquerade that you really want to be a part of it. So I feel like, and we forgot to ask, Elle, do you remember which episode, like, costume you said you would wear if you were to be invited to the masquerade, and has it changed, or do you have a new one in mind?
Well, like I think as I remember, it was like like a kind of like a Tang Dynasty Chinese outfit, which I think it'll still fit because I don't want. There's like people from like different eras and like myths and stuff wearing that, and it's like very, I guess, still Eurocentric. And I was like, I hope they could bring in other cultures still. Like,
I would love
yeah.
Wuzetin. I'm sorry, I'm butchering it. I would love to see Wuzetin at the costume, at the masquerade.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that in mind, can we do a little bit of like hyping up, because we're gonna get season 4 part 1 on January 29, and when people get this episode, it's gonna be the Wednesday before season 4 part 1 drops. So let us put our predictions of like which moments are you excited about, which moments are you worried about, and like what's like one dynamic that you're interested, like that has been teased by cast crew that you're very excited to see now that season 4 is so near. So who wants to go first?
Well,
I will just note that, I'm sorry, I will just note to everyone that given the fact that Rox wasn't able to see the premiere, we're mostly focusing on episodes 2, 3, and 4. Given that, the episode 1 was kind of its own thing, we believe. So we can make predictions and, wonder about the other 3.
Yeah.
So let's focus on 2, 3, and 4. And so do you want, like, for those who want to recap the episode titles, it was, what were they?
Time Transfixed.
The Field on the Other Side of the Road, and An Offer from a Gentleman, the book on which the season's based on. So, Elle, do you want to go first? Would you like to go first?
Well, like, just by the title alone, and then because you know how they dropped the titles for 5 to 8 as well. Yeah. I feel like I know what's gonna happen in episode 4, which is what the book is based on. Not trying to spoil anything. And then the next episode is what it is, what the result of what the thing is.
Yeah, true. But I'm excited to see like there is like a back and forth that Sophie goes through. It's a very human thing. Because it was very weird. I've gone and reread the book in less than half a day. And there was a little thing where she refuses it at my cottage in the book. So it's a book spoiler here. He gives the offer at my cottage, and then he gives the offer again after they have been intimate. I'll just leave it at that. So I think there's something different being set up where something bigger happens, and I'm excited to see how it plays out in the show. So that's all I'll say. Yeah. And which thing, like any dynamic besides Benophie that you're excited about?
There's one scene with Sophie and one of the servants that I found particularly funny, and I want to see how that plays out. If they, I try not to spoil it. That's why. Like, there's a very funny scene that I enjoy with Sophie in episode 1 with one of the servants, and I want to see how that dynamic plays off in the future.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but everybody knows from the trailer, and people know the names right now. So Alfie is the footman, I think, and Irma is the person, like the scullery maid, I think, or like the person who irons.
I believe so, yeah.
Is it one of those? Speaking of 2, 3, and 4, it's We're in the Wind. Whenever you start listening to this episode, like on the Wednesday itself before season 4 part 1 drops. So who knows? Spoiler, do you have anything that you're excited about of episodes 2 to 4?
I will say that with episode 2, given the title, like Time Transfixed, we knew that there is going to be time jump. Like, that's given. We also know that it will time jump to the autumn. I'm sorry, fall. I'm not certain about your Englishes. What do you prefer?
Okay.
maybe slight spoiler for Rocks. We start with April, like the 1st of April, or, very early April. So it's standard season. So I believe that we shall jump, and I'm not certain whether it's, at the beginning of episode 2 or whether it's later. I'm curious how they will handle it. Again, I'm sorry, Rox, there is a certain important conversation happening in episode 1 between certain characters, which I believe maybe can call back. And if you're skipping the entire social season, we shall see maybe new dynamic or certain missing element from the previous seasons. So I'm wondering about how we shall see that. Those who saw the premiere, I will say it's connecting to the certain suggestion of a certain character, which is rejected, but we shall see. I'm sorry, I'm kind of bumbling. What I wanted to say is that I'm curious how will they handle the time skip. I am curious how will handle the emotional beats and the entire, the emotional space of the characters in between. If we shall jump straight, 4 months or, 5 months, or how it will play out. And I'm curious whether we shall see more time jumps regarding that one episode. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. Those who saw the premiere might know what I'm alluding to. Those who do not, I'm truly sorry, guys. I'm trying my best.
Rox, do you have anything that you're excited, which you're worried about? Any dynamic you're interested in seeing?
Well, predictably, I'm very excited to see happily married Pollen. And, we got that little flash of the carriage scene in the trailer. So I'm very interested to see that. And
by the way, kudos to Netflix Latin America. Did you guys remember season 3? Pollen promo?
They were
I
throwing
actually literally got flashbacks to drop the promo,
Netflix
and
Latin America is again cooking as usual.
Yeah.
Were they like a big
puppy dog?
Wait, I'm not following. Sorry. Were they like a big
They were basically, spoiling everything. They were just throwing all the clips, all the promo available.
Oh, that's funny.
In fact, that they were dropping, calling, chasing after the carriage of episode 4. That run. They spoiled it. Yeah. And it was so big then,
I'm
guys.
actually happy to be spoiled on this a little bit because it's gives me something to look forward to. And so yeah, and I'm just very excited to see I'm excited to see Pirate Colin, them being freaks for each other, happily married, excited to see the baby. So I'm just I know it's just going to be fluffy fan service, and I'm here for it. I mean, if Bridgerton were a different show, I do wish that they did a better job of incorporating the past couples into the show. This is a topic that's been talked about ad nauseum within the fandom, but really it would be a better show if you had, Daphne and Simon and Kate and Anthony and Colin and Penelope playing an actual role in the plot, and sort of if the subplots really focused on them, or at least if they had little subplots each season. I don't really agree with Shonda Rhimes's philosophy that there's nothing to write about once people get married. So as a person who's been married for a long time, I'm sort of I mean, life goes on, you can have other conflicts outside of the marriage too, or you could even play a little funny part, and just be better incorporated. Much like they're doing with Will and Alice, where it's not they have marital conflict. It's but they're just there for the other couples. But I just wish that was the Bridgertons. But that said, it does seem each couple gets a little bit of fan service in their following season. I mean, I guess in season 2 it was just Daphne because, Reggae didn't come back. But So I'm looking forward to getting that little bit of fan service that Canthony got in season 3 for Pollen. And then I think like other dynamics I'm looking forward to. I'm also very curious to see how Lady Featherington kind of like interacts with them as a couple and like kind of how is that whole household. I have a feeling it has like a lot of comedy potential. Barley, I already mentioned. Outside of Pollen, I think the two things that I'm the most interested in this season are the Hyacinth and Eloise story. Yeah, and then secondarily, I'm also really intrigued, and I've said this a million times too, by the dynamic, especially now that I've seen some promos. I'm even more intrigued by the Francesca, John, Michaela dynamic. Like, what is going on there? You know, like when she had that little promo where she was like, "Oh, like the house felt very crowded and whatever." And people are so upset about this, and I'm not upset at all. I'm like so excited to see this. Like, if whatever this plot is, I'm fascinated because I think it's like something we haven't seen before, and it seems juicy. And this show is supposed to be juicy, you know, like it's, and at least I think I come to Bridgerton expecting some of the plots to be soap opera-ish, and like that's part of what I like about it, you know. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there and how they kind of like what exactly is going on in her marriage with John, you know. So, and whatever it is, I hope it's like juicy and fun to watch, you know. Those are the things I think I'm the most excited about. So I have a feeling that I am looking forward to the downstairs stuff. I don't think Bridgerton's ever going to do it as well as Downton Abbey did, to be honest. Like, you know, as a longtime Downton fan, it's going to be hard to beat that for me.
I will say I don't know the Downton Abbey much, you know, outside some clips and scenes. But I will say, and this is not too spoilery, when you see the premiere, you know, the first episode, there is this one long shot, or I'm not certain if it's a long shot, but there is one long shot when you go to the downstairs, you know. And we have been there before with the Bridgerton, but I think it's intentional how they, you know, shot it. That like it feels like the first time, or you know, diving, you know, in that place.
That
So
is kind of fun. I will say that is something that it has that Downton Abbey didn't, which is that we've spent 3 seasons above stairs, so now going below stairs is actually kind of exciting in a way where Downton Abbey from the first scene, you're downstairs like with the staff, you know, kind of flipping the script a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, but then it's creating this intimacy, and they're not foils to the Bridgertons. They have their own story, they have their own struggles, and it's been kind of teased where we think they're maybe miserable or they are very, very like loyal or stuff. They're just human beings. I think it's just to highlight class. Doesn't make them less or more human than the class. That's all what's happening.
Yeah. Has anyone here seen Downton? Any of the 4 of us?
I was interested.
didn't.
One minute, Downton Abbey. Oh, sorry, I keep getting confused with the Gilded Age. I'm really sorry to all the
it's written by the same guy who wrote Gilded Age, but it is really good. Like the pleasure of like watching it for the first time. I just highly recommend it.
And it's not like time because it was recommended by the teacher. I didn't really enjoy it or like, you know.
No, it's really fun.
It was like
it actually also is pretty soapy. It's not. It kind of pretends to be highbrow. I will say the world of it is much more immersive. The set design, the attention to detail. Like, I mean, Bridgerton is like an Amazon costume party compared to Downton Abbey. Like, honestly, and has been from season 1. But I think because Bridgerton has this sort of like heightened, you know, that's there. It's fantastical and like whatever. Some aspects of that, like of Bridgerton, like I like better, like that in the fantasy like world. It's like more romantic. It's more. The romances are definitely way better in Bridgerton to me. But I think like Downton Abbey has like a realism to it that Bridgerton doesn't have, but the plot is actually quite soap opera-ish. Okay. It's fun. It's a very fun show. And
I'll give it a go actually, because in the UK, I don't know whether you guys felt the same, but there was Downton Abbey, the grand finale. Am I getting it right? It's like a movie last year.
There's been like 3 movies now.
Yeah,
So.
people were really excited. There were like big screenings that I saw in Edinburgh. Like if it was a big event in the summer or like fall.
I love the dad of the family, Hugh Bonneville, who plays. I just love him in everything, and he also plays the dad in Paddington in the Paddington movies, and he reads all the Paddington books, and he's just like delightful. And I had like a couple that I really shipped, which was Sybil and Branson. They were actually the upstairs downstairs couple. They were like the cross class couple, and I really liked them. Yeah, it's a really fun show. It's very different from Bridgerton. It's quite good.
Okay, I will give it a shot.
I'll give it a go. And I think I'll just close it out. Like, I'm last but not the least. I think what I am excited about, like, season 4 is actually just seeing a very human side of Benedict. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I do think he does have a very, like, based on what I've seen in the premiere, I'm not gonna tease anything further, but based on how we've seen clips and stills and what is about to happen or what is to come, I'm very excited with the depth that we're going to see in this season. That's one thing I'm excited. I think another thing I'm excited is Violet, having a bigger storyline, because like I know she's going to play a hand in getting Benedict and Sophie together, but like there has been some teases of her and Marcus, and so I'm excited to see her in this very new and confident phase of her life. And I am excited to see a new edge to Araminta, Rosamund, and Posey.
Oh yeah,
I'm very excited.
Oh, yeah.
I think is it all right if I give another tease?
I think so.
I think it's the question for us.
I think, like, if we were to create, this doesn't happen, but if there was the chance to get a diamond of the season, I think, like, I predict that when we do the after shows, I'm very excited for Posey, because I'm excited. I'm just excited. I felt like whatever we saw, I don't know whether spoiler and I'll agree with this, but there's a really funny scene that's at the near end, but it's really, like, I think like Posey could be like very season 1, season 2 Penelope. That's all I'll say. Yeah. So I'm very excited. And I can't wait to do our after shows. I'm very excited to see each episode week by week. And yeah, for sure. Anyway, I think should we wrap for now? Guys, anything else you want to talk about?
I want to add like something to look forward to in season 4 is like there's like some details in the book, because I recently listened to the audiobook version of the book, so like I kind of remember like there's some like extra details that I've noticed in episode 1, so like I want to see how that plays out, because I think I mentioned it to you guys, but I didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I mean, like, I think Joe knows what I'm talking about, but I'm looking forward to that, how that plays into the post-season arc, because it was kind of important to Benedict and Sophie's story.
I have read the book, so I'm pretty sure I know, or don't.
And guys, if you don't want any more spoilers, stay away from the interviews. Actors are spoiling stuff for part 1.
Okay.
No, probably they.
I saw one little snippet of an interview with Luke Newton and because of course I was like, wait, it's Luke Newton, I have to watch Luke Newton and Hannah Dodd, but it wasn't really spoilery. But I'm gonna try to avoid additional interviews until after the season premieres. I think one of the reasons that I was able to watching previous seasons so fun for me, and especially like season 3, is I went in with I'm already so much more spoiled on this season than I was in season 3. I truly went in only having seen the trailer, and I think that that's like a pretty ideal viewing experience, because you don't have a lot of preconceptions or expectations. You're just viewing the story and engaging with it like openly, and I think like that I'm trying to like preserve as much of that as I can for this season also. And I'm already so spoiled on so many things just because there's been so much discussion because
I
I'd
agree.
already read the book.
I don't watch interviews.
Yeah. I don't want to be told what something means until after I figure it out for myself. I don't like to be told what to think. So I like don't like to I that bothers me. So I like don't like to listen to interviews with the creators or cast or anything until I've seen the season. I also don't like to engage with fan discussion because I don't want to be influenced by some like TikToker or whatever before I've even made up my own mind, you know? So
yeah. No, for sure, for sure. Totally understandable. But this episode is dropping the Wednesday before January 29th. We're trying. I will definitely help you with that spoiler if you'd like.
It's not necessarily a matter of time, you know. It's just it depends on when we're recording. Honestly, usually.
No. Of course, but I'll definitely try to help.
And when the recording, arrives, that's
of course. No, for sure. But I can do this episode. I'll cut this, but I'll do this episode just to lighten your
Are you certain? Okay, no worries.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got this. But thank you so much for listening, guys. Please enjoy part 1. Please pace yourself. I think I don't know whether Spoil and Rox will agree with me. Just let's enjoy the episodes. And whatever steaminess is there in the first part, we don't know because we're getting the lake scene for sure. But do enjoy season 4. I do think it's gonna be a great season. I'm so excited to do the after show with you guys because it's my the first season. I hope you enjoy the episodes. Enjoy whatever press tour looks we're getting because we're getting a lot. I mean,
have fun. It should be a fun show. Yeah.
It should be a fun show, guys.
Yeah. So we're signing with that in mind. I'm Joe.
I'm Rox. Free Iran.
And I'm Spoiler.
And we'll see you all next time for our series of the after show of season 4.